Video 28. In this one we're going to look at ratios. So the first question we need to ask ourselves is, what is a ratio? And all it is basically is how much we have of one object in comparison to another. Now the numbers might not directly relate to the numbers themselves. For instance, if we have 2 horses and 8 goats, we've actually got a ratio of 1 to 4. But what that is saying us is, for every one of those horses, we've got 4 goats. How much we have of one of those objects in comparison to the other. So let's have a look at how we work out ratios. For instance, by here we've got a number of different coloured sweets: red, purple, blue and so on, and there's a ratio of them in relation to each other. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to count up the number of sweets we've got of each particular colour. There are 3 red sweets, 2 blue sweets, 2 green, 2 purple, 2 yellow and 1 orange. So all we've then got to do once we've counted it up is say that, right, in a ratio of red to blue to green to purple to yellow to orange, a lot of colours, there's 3 to 2 to 2 to 2 to 2 to 1. That's simply it. The ratio is how much there is of each one in comparison to the other. Now, there is one little way in which ratios, or at least writing down a ratio, can be a little bit more complicated. What happens if we've got 2 horses and 4 donkeys? What's the ratio then? So if we did what we did in the last question, we'd simply write down 2 to 4, but you'd actually be wrong in relation to this ratio. So what we've got to do is look to see what's the highest common factor to both 2 and 4. And remember, if you can't remember what factors are, have a look at some of the older videos. But if we look at 2 and 4, the highest common factor is 2. So we divide both the sides by 2, giving us 1 to 2 instead of 2 to 4. So that's telling us for every horse there are 2 donkeys. So although there are 2 horses for every 4 donkeys, at its simplest form and in its most accurate form, the ratio is telling us there is a 1 to 2 ratio, 1 horse for every 2 donkeys. And that's simply it. That is how we create a ratio.